Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name's Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm here every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Central, where we relax and craft and chit-chat and work on a project together. Right now, we are working on the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home Block of the Month quilt along. Here's my block so far. I'm thinking we can finish the embroidery on this today. I just have a couple lines to go down here and then some circles. We're gonna stitch a few little circles and X's inside our little flower circles there. And then we'll be done with this piece here. We'll press it and then trim it down to the 8.5 inches tonight. And we may get a little bit of sewing in tonight, starting to put together the pieces. And I'd like to get as far as I can tonight, because Monday will be our last time working on this for a little while, because on Tuesday we start the Craft a Happy Life embroidery stitch along. So that's the plan, guys. I'm gonna flip you guys around and we'll get going here. I have all my sewing stuff set up and ready to go in case we get that far. I don't know if we will, but we'll give it a go. Okay, thanks again for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. So I have my new sewing table out here. It's all connected to my machine, my new extension table that I got. It's an adjustable table, so you can slide it to fit whatever machine you have and change the height. And just have my cutting board up here ready to go for when we trim this down. But let's get this in the hoop and start stitching it. So here we go. I want to stitch these lines from the house and then little circles with X's in, like how it is in the embroidery pattern here, like these little circles with the X's. All right, let's get saddled up here. And I'm using my hoop that is wrapped. The inner hoop is wrapped, and that will help reduce our embroidery, our fabric from creasing in that, circle position. All right. I'm opening it up extra wide because I don't want to agitate these stitches at the top. All right, so I'm going to pull it taut, not so it really stretches the fabric, but just so it's in there. It's just wrapped. My hoop is wrapped. My inner hoop is wrapped with just some linen I had laying around. You could use whatever you want. I had a few, like from some other projects, some I think 1-inch linen strips, and I just kept wrapping around. And when one ended, I started wrapping the other one around it. And when I got to the end, I stitched it down. So mine's stitched in linen, but you can just use whatever kind of thread, or not thread, whatever fabric scraps, thin strips that you have, and that should work just fine. Okay, I think, let's see, how should we do this tonight? You know what? I think I'm going to weave in my stitches here and then jump and do this circle. I think weaving in my stitches there will be easier than starting a whole new knot and everything. And that's just a tiny, tiny jump. So I think that'll be a good spot. I don't think we'll see that jump when we're done. Hello, everyone popping in here. I hope you guys had an awesome Friday. Mine started bright and early, so I'm going to be heading to bed right after this tonight. Okay, let's get my little scissors out here. It was one of those days where you don't get much sleep and you get up too early and you just get nothing done during the day. But at least it was a Friday that I'm getting nothing done on. All right, let me sit down here and we will get going. All right, so first up, I'm gonna stitch this little circle and the X, and then I'll probably weave in the ends and start fresh and probably go up here and then stitch that line. I'm gonna just work from this way over, and we'll see how that goes tonight. So little back stitch. We drew it on last night with a water soluble marker. Oh, you got your kit today! Yay! That's awesome, Connie. Perfect timing. You'll have it ready to go for Tuesday then. That's awesome. So a little back stitch. This will just be a fun little extra detail in this flower. Little oval. Not quite a circle. I like the idea of this extra little embroidery. I think it'll be kind of sweet. We'll see. Yay, good. That makes me happy, Connie. Yeah, we'll start that right on Tuesday. That will be good to go. Cute little fun embroidery project. And I think it'll just take a couple days to do that embroidery. 3-4 days maybe. Probably till the end of the week, so probably Tuesday through Friday, most likely. And then I think after that, I think we get block 2 of this project right when that's done. We'll see. I'll have to check my calendar again, how all that's gonna work. All right, this isn't gonna take it that long. This little circle's done. Get those little X's in there. Then we'll weave in the ends again, and that will be that. Nope, you don't need to do anything to prep for Tuesday. That's a great question, Maureen. I will start out going over how to transfer the design. So if you have the kit, it comes with an iron-on transfer. So I will show you how to do that. Oh, there's our first little funny little guy in there. And then I'll also show you, if you wanted to trace it, how you could do that, or if you wanted to use sticky Fabri-Selvi, if you're using, if you're printing from a PDF. I'll go over all those things, but we will be using I'll be doing the iron-on transfer version for mine. Oh, this one, I think I'm going to keep this quilt. The husband's already decided that. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this one, but he was really liking it. So he's like, you can't get rid of this one. I like this one. So we'll keep this little house quilt when we're done. I don't know, we're going to be cranking out the quilts. Oop, did I just flung my needle across the room, sheesh. But we'll be making a few quilts soon, so, and I'm hoping to get the Splendid Sampler done and my jean quilt done, so our house will have even more quilts than it needs in it, so we'll see. All right, I'm just gonna stitch this line down here. More back stitch. Again, I'm just holding it how it's most comfortable to hold the hoop in my hand with my left hand. Yeah, so this time I'm stitching right to left instead of left to right, left to right instead of right to left. And that's just because it's easier to hold with my left hand here. I think we'll use up this floss on this little strip here, I'm thinking. I think this would have been cute if we did it all embroidery or all applique, but it was fun to try doing it together. I know, you can just never have too many quilts, right? We have a little table in our coffee table in our living room. We kind of upcycled it. It's this round box that I had on a desk when I was growing up, and now we put casters on the bottom, but I just store all the quilts in there right now, and then you can just grab a quilt right from there whenever you need it. But I think when I do the chevron quilt, when we start working on that project, I had that one on the calendar. But that one, I think I'm going to make that one a queen size one. I already cut the fabric, the background, the main color fabric, and I can't remember if I cut it for a lap quilt or like a twin quilt or a queen, but I think I might have cut enough for a queen because I thought that would be like a nice guest blanket if someone comes and we fold out the futon, and that'd be a good blanket for that. So I think that's my plan for the next quilt. I don't know what this one will be. This one will just be cute, and we'll use it to keep warm, I guess. Yeah, it's nice when I think he should actually design quilts. He's really good. He does like really nice collage work, and he's a designer, like a graphic designer and stuff. So I keep saying, you should design a quilt or just like draw something up on the computer and collage it together, and we'll figure out how to turn it into a quilt. So I don't know. I think one of these days I'm going to convert him to this. We'll see. All right. Going right by the leaf there. We'll go all the way down here. All right. There we go. So there's that part of the house. I don't think I'm going to put those leaves. We kind of talked about that last night. There is extra embroidery we could do in these leaves, but I think let's leave it. So I'm going to weave in the end here, and then we'll move on to the next circle guy. Oh, your sweet little granddaughter's taking all your attention. That's nice. Good reason not to sew. Aww. How fun, Carol. That's neat. Gonna spoil your new grandbaby. Oh, ha ha. Oh, Gretchen, that is awesome. So I would love to try that technique. Maybe I'll try that technique when we sandwich this quilt. So it's been going around on the internet doing basting your quilt on a table by rolling up the different layers on like pool noodles or insulation, pipe insulation, which is basically a pool noodle, and rolling it out. And then you can be standing on a table, which sounds nice. I'm not sure I have a table that big actually, but this one might work. Even if it's on the floor and you roll it out like that, it might even be more comfortable than walking all over the floor. So it worked great. Okay, that's good news. Yeah, so maybe we'll try that next time. All right, I'm going to, you know what? Instead of doing the whole away knot this time, I'm going to just try and do this where I just have a piece dangle. And I just have to, it'll be a little annoying. I have to keep it out of the way, but we're going to give that a try. So instead of having an away knot to keep this flat and out of my way, I'm going to just hold it here like that, enough so I can stitch it in. So that's another option, although this one's, it's much easier to do an away knot than this, but I'm lazy. I didn't want to tie a whole knot and clip it. So, okay, Susan, you do the wall version. That's a way I'd like to try it too. I kind of think I'd scratch up my wall though, by pinning it. And I'd have to move the couch too to have enough wall space. But yeah, I want to try the pool noodle thing because yeah, it'd be nice to baste the quilt up off of the floor. That ain't comfy. Oh, with push pins. So do you do it on like a design wall or something? Oh, it's so cheap just to get the pipe installation to do the quilting. Yeah, that might be fun to try. I wouldn't mind giving that a go. We're gonna do 3 more stitches here, I think. Oh, and the dogs walk on it. That's true. That That's true if you're on the ground. I don't have that problem here, but, you know, still requires vacuuming and a husband not walking on it. All right, we'll get the little X in here. Oh, well, Donna, that's interesting. You know, I wonder, you know, we can rent rooms at our library for free. That would be kind of hilarious to bring, you know, a bunch of quilt tops over to the library with a whole pile of batting and go up the stairs and go into the room and then baste a bunch of quilts at the library. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, then you'd probably have the big table space to do it. All right, I think that's looking cute. It's just an extra little detail in here. So next up, I'm going to start here, go down to here, do the last circle, and then finish it up. But this one was kind of standing on its lonesome, so I had to do the thread by itself. Ooh, I hope I have enough floss for the rest of this. Otherwise, I'll have to get one more little piece. Oh, that makes sense. Get a thin piece of plywood and use that as like a table extender a little bit, maybe. Yeah, and then do the quilt on there. I get that. That makes sense. I got the my sewing extension table from, oh gosh, Sewing Mates, I believe. Yeah, so Sewing Mates, so SEWINGMATES.com. It's also where I got those grippets, and I actually don't have those. Those are in my office right now, so I don't have those near me. But they make these. These are the kind of the only adjustable table I've seen, and I'm totally digging it so far. I mean, it looks wacky. I mean, you can see all the screws through it, but it's flat. I mean, they're all sunken in, and you can raise the height to a whole pile of different levels, and all the other areas are adjustable too. So it really does seem like it would fit any. Did I do that? Yeah, it seems like it would fit any machine for sure. I'm liking it so far. I haven't done much with it yet. I haven't done any piecing with it yet. We just did a little bit of the quilting on my Splendid sampler block, I think. That was it. So I'm kind of itching to see how it works for everything else. But yeah, Sewing Mates. And I'll put a link to it when I'm done with the stream tonight. All right, let's try and do this with the thread I have available here. No problem, Gretchen. We're gonna hold it this way. Almost done. So we'll for sure trim this tonight, and I think we can start with a few of the little piecing bits here and there. I might not do the piecing on this guy yet. I might wait till Monday for that. But there's other pieces to get ready, like the 3 little strips that go around the edge and the half square triangles. I might work on getting some of those made tonight yet. We'll see. I don't know. Time's a ticking away. I'll be happy if all we do is get this embroidery done. All right, going around the circle here. Our last little inner circle. Not really circles, more ovals. Cute. I'm excited to do this style with the rest of the houses too in the quilt. Just the applique / embroidery. I think that's fun. Ooh, I got a little knot going here. Let's take care of that quick. There we go. Not really a knot, just thread getting jumbled up. Although, oh yeah, we are a little funny on the back. There we go. Now we should be good. Just gotta be able to pull those threads at once. There we go. Make sure we're good on this side. So that one of these 3 threads just got stuck and just pulled everything out of alignment. So I just gotta pull on it all again and we're good to go again. There we go. Oh, you could live in this little cottage. Yeah, no kidding. This is like the long arm quilting studio that could be in the backyard, you know. That's the little mini dream. I don't know what I'd do with a long arm machine, but I like the idea of having one and quilting with it. I know barely anything about free motion quilting, but we're going to practice that though on some of these next quilts coming up. The chevron quilt, I'm on purpose going to practice a ton of free motion quilting. So I figure get some practice in on a little machine and then I'll want a big one. Oh, you would put it on the roof? Yeah, anywhere. Like I have this like just vision of the long arm machine, and then you have like the sliding doors that are all glass. So you're just looking outside while you stitch, and you just hear the machine humming, and you can have the windows open and just stitching up a quilt. Even if it's a computerized one and you're just babysitting it, that'd be fun too. Your son cut a hole in a table to lower your machine. Oh, that's neat. You just need to fill the gap. That'd be neat. I would like to have a table to do that with sometime. Ooh, a stained glass booth next door. See, you got it figured out. That's my whole like thing that I want. I want the like craft barn that has all its little stations and nooks and great lighting and you know, all the crafty things that I want to do. Even like painting, like there's be easels and a still life set up ready to go, and it would just be awesome. Yes, exactly. That's you too. The barn, the craft barn. Then someone just needs to come and cook every day there, and it'd be good to go. So I could just stay in the barn and keep on quilting. All right, that is it for the embroidery. Let's weave in the ends here quick. Don't have much to weave it through, but we're gonna catch as much as we can. Ooh, thunder. There's some distant thunder outside. I hear you, Gretchen, for sure. It was kind of raining on and off all day today, just little sprinkles. All right, that's plenty. Had plenty of thread left too, which is great. So I didn't have to worry about that. Okay, so let's check this out. I'm going to take it out of the hoop here. We will give it a little press. Oh, I was going to bring a poofy towel over, but we'll just give it a light press for now. So, all right, there we are. I think it's cute. Here, we're going to tilt it up this way a little bit. So I think that added just enough, just to kind of combine the applique with everything else. So, all right, I got my instructions here. I'm going to just give it a little press quick. So I put my iron over here. I'm trying to figure out how to rearrange my space now that I have this big extension table, because the extension table has kind of gotten my way a little bit. So we're moved over here for a moment. just to see how it goes. All right, so I'm just gonna lightly press this. I just want to kind of flatten it out. I will take the water-soluble ink and all that out later, and we'll press this a little bit better, but I wanted to do it enough so that I could cut it down yet tonight. So usually I would do this on a poofy towel because then all the stitches could sink in and not get squished. So in this case, I'm just trying to not squish them and stick to the outside. But yeah, I think that's good enough. I just wanted enough so so I can cut it and have it be flat. So all right. Next up, we need to trim it to 8.5 inches according to the instructions. So here we are. Trim squares to 8.5 inches. All right, let's do that. So I already have, and I probably shouldn't be cutting on my extension table like this, but that's another thing I have to figure out too. But here we go. I have a big ruler, and I've marked off with painter's tape. Maybe I can get this up here. Hold on. Nah, that's not going to work. Sorry, guys. But I have a ruler. I think it's like a 12.5-inch ruler. And I don't have an 8.5-inch ruler, so I just marked off the 8.5 inches. There's an extra little 1/2 inch here. And that's going to help me just kind of center it. It's going to allow me to kind of visually see the center. So what I'm kind of looking for now is that the edges, so this edge and the edge here, so that the space between the furthest most thing, like which would be this flower here, and the furthest most thing over here, which is kind of the tip of this house roof here, are kind of equidistant. So right now it's kind of at 3/4 of an inch. This is a 1/2 inch and then another 1/4. So that's probably looking pretty good. And I might fake it out a little bit. Like maybe I want the house feeling more centered. So I might have more space over here than here, just because if I'm going by house spaces, then it'd be about there. All I have to make sure is that I still have a 1/4 inch, because I'm going to lose a 1/4 inch on the seam allowance. So, all right, the other thing I want to make sure that my ruler is parallel to these house lines, I think, so my house isn't crooked. And then we want to get, good spacing between up on top here, same deal here, and how much space we want down there. And again, I think I'm going to err on the side of kind of centering the house. So I think that might look okay there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the edge off these two, and then I'll have to rotate it around to cut the other, to get the 8.5 inches. So, okay, this is about 1 inch or so. We'll give it a little bit more over there. I don't know. I think that'll work right there. Make sure it's straight. All right, I think I'm going to go for it. So, all right, let's get the rotary cutter out again. I'm going to put some pressure on here. It's just not quite straight yet, I don't think. Ooh, there's some thunder. Okay. At some point you got to commit, so here I'm going. I'm going to cut all the way to there. And I'm going to cut off this top area too. I think I can do that around you guys here. Okay, so now I'm going to just rotate that whole thing. And I could rotate my map, but I'm just going to rotate there. So now this edge here should be nice and square, because we just cut it all nice and square. So now all I have to do is line up, remember we taped this off at the 8.5 inches, so I just have to line up the 8.5 inch mark with the edge of my fabric here. That should work. And now I just have to trim the other 2 edges off, and we should have a 8.5-inch thing. And now I'm freaking out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. Okay, good. I always get a little nervous on that. All right. Oh, I think I moved a little bit there. I think we're still pretty good though. I'm being more careful than I need to. All right, now I'll get that bottom ground off. So I have this mat folded up too, and that might not be the best idea. It's one of those mats that fold out to be bigger. It's a little squishier than I think it should be. But I'm testing out my new scenario here, so we'll see how it goes. But all right, let's see what our house block looks like. Aw, there it is, all trimmed down. Hold on, let me put this to the side so you guys can see. Just setting my ruler down. There we go. Little house. Cute. Okay, so it always looks nice once you trim it all up, and it always looks more finished too once you get the border on. But there, we got this guy all done. So let's see, I think we can totally do some more stuff yet tonight. So let's move on in the instructions. So I did read this earlier. This is where we put the border around it. It has like a little skinny double border. But then we're also making 4 little sides. Let's see if we can get see the block again. So this is that block. So those couple little borders, and then those strips of 3 go around the edge, and then we have our 4 half-square triangles. I think I might start at the end and work my way back. So I think I'm actually going to make my half-square triangles first. And for no particular reason other than I feel like it. So we'll make our half-square triangles, and then these. And then on Monday, I mean, we might still have to make these, but then on Monday, that's when we assemble everything. So we'll go around our block a few times with the borders, and then we got to make our, other borders from these, elements that we're going to be making here. So let's check it out. I need my color key again to make sure I know what's going on. So I think for now, I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to do the pieces now. So I think I'm going to set this whole cutting board aside. That's kind of nice. There, now without my ironing board there, I can just set that back there and grab it again when I need to. So that's kind of fun. Figuring out my new space. So, all right. Let's get my block number 1 stuff out. So there we are. And I think we'll have to give these a press again before we do stuff with them. But let's just take everything out. All right. There we are. So like I said, I think I want to just start out with these. I don't know why, just because. Feeling triangle-y tonight. So here we go. I'm going to just set the rest of these to the side. Let's give those just a nice final little press here with the kitties, just so that they're happy and ready to be stitched. You know what? Maybe we should even use a little bit of our starch. We'll use some of our pink our celebration flatter for that again, I think. Just because this is kind of acting as our steam. And it smells good, which is another reason that I like using it. All right, 2. And you can hear that sizzle. Always nice. Oops. There we go. And these two guys too. You love doing half square triangles. That's cool. They're growing on me. I think they're kind of magic. Like I love how they just appear. And I love the method that she uses here where you draw a line down the center and then you sew on either side of that line and then cut on the line. Then that's magic because then you get two right away, which is pretty neat, I think. Oh, these fabrics are pretty. All right, back here. So this is what we're doing. We are going to put them together and then draw a line on them. And I think I'll just do that with a pencil. I don't need this guy right now either. Here we go. Little workspace. Pin the pairs together and sew on the sides of the line. So, all right, right sides together. My little creamy background color doesn't really have a right or wrong side, but just gotta make sure that these right sides go together. Oh, I don't know. I gotta be organized when it's this late, Patricia. If I'm not organized, then my brain isn't working anymore this late at night. So I need it all pre-thought out for me. All right, there we go. Let's get a ruler and draw some lines on there. Okay, ruler, where are you? We'll use this guy. And I'm just gonna grab a pencil. We're gonna be cutting along this line, so it's okay if I'm just using a pencil. So I'm just connecting the corners here. I just barely need to see it. So now I'm going to sew on either side of that, and let's get this guy prepped right away. We'll do them both at once, and I'm actually going to use this as a. I set up my machine again, so I haven't tested it yet, so I need to test the tension and all that. So I'm hoping the tension's okay, but just in case. We may have to check. Actually, you know what? We'll check first. I got a few. That light's going to be weird, isn't it? I got a few scraps here, so why don't we take this scrap and we'll use that as our little tester. Let's see. I think we can get more over the top here. Okay, let's test out the tension real quick here. I like when I'm a little further above. There, okay. First of all, would help to turn it on. Ooh, thunder. Wow, it feels like I haven't sewn in forever. I guess the last time I sewed, it was quilting, really, so. Oh, it's funny to hear the machine again. All right, let's see what we look like. If we have to adjust the tension at all. Let me turn that off. Okay, looks good from that side. I think we are looking A-okay. Awesome, good. That's always nice. So, all right, now I'm going to sew on either side of this line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that, I have my postcard here, or my business card here, to kind of mark my scant 1/4 inch. And the problem though now is that, this moves, my table moves, so I don't, this in theory will move, but I know that my scant 1/4 inch it's halfway in between this presser foot hole. So, and I just know that from working on this before. So if I can just keep aiming for that, we should be good to go for my scant 1/4. And then once I can see on this side, once I can see my my business card again on this side, it should line up with the edge of, that line should line up with the edge of the business card. Ooh, it sounds just nice and smooth, the machine. Man, maybe I just haven't, oh, I know why. I switched from, I'm not using the walking foot anymore. I had the walking foot on here last time we used it, and that's a lot louder. I don't have a 1/4 inch presser foot, so I'm considering buying one of those packs of like 30 different presser feet. You know, you can find them online on Amazon and stuff. But I need to get an attachment for it because none of my feet don't clip on like how presser feet do, you know, these days. So no, I don't have a 1/4 inch, a scant 1/4 inch presser foot. But that sure would be handy. I wouldn't mind one of them. All right, let's end this side. And let's just double check tension again. Yep, we're still looking okay. So now we're gonna just come up and do the other side right away. I just rotate it around, going on the other side of that pencil line. Wow, definitely feels though that I haven't done this in a while, so that's kind of a weird sensation. More thunder, do you hear it? Yeah, this presser foot is a hair over a 1/4 of an inch, and I need to be a hair under a 1/4 inch. Okay, there we are. Let's start there for tonight. Let's cut these guys up and press them open, and we will have some. Oh, we could maybe even trim them down right away. So we'll at least have our corners ready to go for Monday, which would be awesome. Our 4 corners. So I'm going to scooch us back over here. I think I will cut this first, and then I will press them. Okay, so scooch him out of the way. So now we're just pressing right along those lines. Or not pressing, we're cutting right along the lines from the corner to corner. All right, and then we'll have 2 half square triangles that we will press. I'm guessing we press to this side. I'll just read it though, just to make sure. Press the seams towards the pink, which in our case is blue. So, okay, great. Let's cut this guy and we will press all those up. You haven't sewn today? Oh, and you haven't sewn in a while, but you sewed today and it feels great. Yeah, it does feel good. It's like, feels like coming home a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, my sewing machine. That's right. This is nice. That's kind of what it feels like right now. My happy little machine. All right, let's press these fellers. Okay. Press towards the pink. In our case, it's blue. So I'm going to put the blue on top. Just give the seam a little press first, and then we'll open that up. Pretty. Oh, I'm so excited to be using this fabric. Man, it's acting a little funny though. I'm at a weird part of this ironing board. I gotta tell you, I am not liking this ironing board. I got it from Target to replace my last ironing board, but it squishes weird in the middle and it burns my fabric. I'm not a fan. I wonder if I could return it still. I've kind of had it for a while. I don't know. That's weird to return stuff that's this used. But I don't know. I'm not a fan. Kind of, where else would I get a little ironing board like this, though? I guess next step is making my own, right? Do the whole, put batting around, or that heat batting around a board and just make my own, I suppose. Perfect, got my little kitties. I do like my little kitties, though. Oh, I didn't quite go all the way through here. Oh, hardly at all, jeez. We'll just snip that. Yeah, I think there's some squish to me not, I don't think I should be cutting on my extension table, first of all, and that cutting mat is closed. It's not opened up flat, and I think that's making it all a little squishier. So that's why I couldn't cut through all the fabric right there, I think. I don't think changing the cover would help unless it was monstrously padded, and if it was that, then it'd be too squishy to iron. So no, I think it just needs a whole new base. It's just not sturdy. It's not. I'm not digging it. All right, one more. Oh, Bed and Bath & Beyond. Yeah, maybe there. We must have one of those somewhere in the area. Yeah, Target had this one and one other one. So next time I'm there, maybe I'll just peek, but yeah. Ugh, I don't want to buy more stuff though either. It's annoying, don't like it. All right, there are our four fellers, our four squares. So these actually need to be cut down. Yeah, I think I need to do that. Just wood. Oh, a towel and fabric. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and then I need some way for it to be up a little higher yet, I think, too. All right, let's trim these guys down. So I'm going to get a smaller ruler for that. And these need to be trimmed to, what does it say? Trimmed to 4.5 inches. You know what? I think I have a 4.5 inch ruler, which would be even better. Yep, 4.5 inch ruler. And here we go. Now I got to use the fun cutting mat. This is my spinny one. So so what I'm doing now is I need to cut it down to 4.5 inches. So this ruler is 4.5 inches, and I am going to make sure that my diagonal, you can see this yellow diagonal on the ruler. I'm going to match that up with the diagonal on my block here. And we should be good to go. Ooh, there is just enough to cut off around here, though. There's not much extra. That's okay. All right, I think we'll just keep spinning. Yeah, these spinny mats are awesome for this sort of thing right here, where you don't want to move anything, but you need a better angle to cut at. I'll go a little lower for you guys. All right, so there's our first one. Can shushle that down onto the ground. So these will be in the corners of our blocks, I think. Hold on, let me peek. Yeah, so these will be kind of up here. So this will have like quite a bit of a border on, but then they'll be kind of up like that. So let's cut the other 3 out, and we'll see where we're at for the evening. But yeah, I got this ruler set. It was a 6.5 inch, a 2.5 inch, and this 4.5 inch one. I got it as a set when we started the Splendid Sampler, and man, I've been using them a ton. I'll put links to all this stuff in this post when I'm done too. I didn't think that I was gonna set up all my sewing stuff tonight yet. And I'm actually surprised we got all this done tonight. Got all that embroidery done and some sewing. So yeah, I'll get the links to like the mat and you know, the sewing mates table and all that ready. So it's easier for you guys if you wanted any of these things. All right. Okay, and one more to go. They're turning out pretty good. Here's our last one. This fabric's so pretty. Okay, again, I'm still lining up that diagonal. That looks good. I have a hard time talking when I cut, concentrating. Okay, and those are our 4 little half square triangles. So yeah, we're getting some pieces done on this, getting prepped for next time. So I think they all point towards the center. And then our piece goes on the inside. Yeah, it's kind of, we're up a little higher now with the mat here, but let me kind of rearrange it and then I'll lift you guys up here. Wow, these are going to be pretty large blocks. Large for me blocks. I'm used to the Splendid Sampler 6.5-inch blocks. This is going to be pretty big. So there we are. I think that's all the higher I can get. So there'll actually be borders here, so these will actually be even further apart. So on Monday, we will put the little borders around this piece, and then we'll have to make these stripes. So there's 3 stripes here, and 3 stripes, 3 stripes, 3 stripes. And then we can sew it all together. I don't know if we'll be able to get all of that done on Monday, but I think we did kind of, you know, one of the time-consuming things, which are probably these half-square triangles, because we have to trim them down and all that. I'm just curious. I want to peek what this might look like, though. So let's get some of these other guys out. Oh, I'm going to need my color code for this too. So teal, blue, yellow. So for us, that means, and the teal is closest. So it's kind of like this, if this was an edge. So teal, blue, yellow, which for us means this pink floral, light blue. Oh yeah, so that's the light blue. The floral, this pink floral, this dark blue, and the green. So pink floral, dark blue, green. So let's test that out. So it'll be this pink floral. We'll go closest. Let's shimmy over. Oh, and this is just for the stripes. So we actually still need these borders. So this will be a border. Gonna lay the whole guy out quick. Border. And then we get a little tinge of white border in there. And then come these strips. So it goes this guy, and then the light blue, which is actually our dark color. And then the green, which I think we have variations on that. So we have a few different colors of green. But there, like that. And then this guy goes in the corner. So let's get one up there. Then this guy goes in the corner. So there, something like that will be the look of it. Wow, there's a lot going on here. I think it'll be fun though. It'll all once it's in the once you sew them together, it kind of sucks it all together, and it all of a sudden looks like it's supposed to be there. So that's what I'm hoping the plan is. And then we have some of these other greens too. So every once in a while we might have a little butterfly in there. So that'll be kind of interesting. But yeah, a lot going on. But I think it'll all mesh together when we're done. I'm excited for it. So awesome! All right, I think we will end it there tonight. So I'm gonna flip you around and we will call it a day. This does feel like super big for me. I haven't done any, actually I'm not sure I've done a block this big before, period. So this is fun. Gonna play on the big side. Hello, so here is our finished embroidery applique block. It looks so cute cut down. I think it turned out nice. I like the embroidery and the applique together. I would try this some more. I mean, I'll definitely try it. I'll do it for the rest of this project, but I think that's worthy of doing another project with, so we'll see. But all right, guys, thanks again so much for coming into here tonight. Oh, here's our little, these guys are this big, so they're pretty big. But I'm happy we got as far as we did tonight. Maybe we'll get close to being done on Monday. That would be amazing. So let's shoot for that yet. Getting this block number 1 on Monday, and then again Tuesday is the Craft a Happy Life stitch along. We'll start that. You don't need to prep anything. We will, as long as you have, if you wanted to iron it on, you could already. If you wanted to transfer the design, if you wanted, because I think we will actually start stitching. But I will be going through all the transfer process, and I will be transferring my design on, live. So if you have all your ironing board and stuff ready to go, then you could still do that with me at the same time. If you wanted to wait, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to have anything prepped. So awesome, guys. I will catch you Monday. Have a super awesome weekend, and I'll get this on YouTube so you can see the replay. And I'll update the different things that I used here as well tonight. So see you guys Monday. Good night.